Hey guys, we are doing another video with The Last Laugh by K.R. Alexander. Scholastic actually did approve it. So I did get approved to read by Scholastic. We are actually on, I think we're on chapter, oh my gosh, I can't even find it. Chapter 8 we are on. This video is going to be a longer video, so we are just going to start reading. Chapter 8. There isn't much time. We tear through the room, pulling back all the covers and looking under the bed and cots for the missing clown doll. Hoping against hope that, the cats grabbed it and tossed it somewhere somehow. It isn't anywhere. I know it was here. I know it, I whispered. I checked when I was grounded. When we hear Dad turn off the water in the shower, we gave up. Maybe it was Sarah, Genevieve suggests, as we remake all the beds. We don't want to leave a trace. Why would she do that? To frame you? To freak you out? I don't know. Maybe. It's only possibly explanation. Either that, or the clown doll walked out on its own, which is impossible, right? If the clown doll got out, my stupid traitor of a brain asks, where is it hiding now? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that, and I don't want one. It was to have been Sarah, I bet. When she came in and saw the doll, she decided to turn it against me, and I bet she shoved the clothes in the sink somehow, and then hid the doll somewhere else, just to mess with me, to put me on edge. Though I would have figured she'd been hiding it in my bed and to send me a message. Maybe she put it back in Grandma's bedroom. I don't get the chance to look. Dad steps out of the bathroom in his pajamas, and he'll definitely notice us sneaking into Grandma's room. All we can do is wait and wonder what Sarah has in store. But the time Sarah returns home, I'm convinced she planned all of this to get back at me for trying to scare her in the first place. Well, she's not going to scare me. I'm on to her. We spend the rest of the night watching an old movie in the living room. The cats continue their strange zoomies the entire time. They chase after one another and skid across the kitchen floor, then tinkle one another and roll across the carpet. Let's hope they tire themselves out soon, Dad says, or it's going to be a long night. I'm not focusing on the cats, however. I'm watching Sarah, looking for any sort of tell that she had something to do with the doll's disappearance. But she's just watching the movie and texting her friends like absolutely nothing has changed. Her calmness only puts me more on edge. Thankfully, the cats settle down halfway through the movie, and for a little while, I can forget about how strange the night has been. But just as the movie ends, and we are about to head to bed, something crashes in the kitchen. Dad jumps to his feet, exclaiming loud about the cats, and runs in. Sarah and I follow in his footsteps. The kitchen is a disaster. Somehow the cats have knocked all the plates I left dry on the sink into the floor. Dad is already grabbing a broom, muttering under his breath as he cleans up the mess. Man, Sarah says, what has gotten into them? First the vase and then the plates. I'm positive the cats have never done anything wrong in their lives. As I turn to go back to the living room, a dark shadow darts from the doorway and down the hall. Tibbetts, I think. Genevieve is standing by the sofa. When I get back to the living room, she's biting her lip and looking around anxiously. When I step in, she rushes over. What's up, twerp? I ask. The cats, she whispers. Yeah? They're on a rampage tonight. No, she says. She looks around again, her eyes wide before pulling me down close so she can whisper in my ear. The cats were here the whole time. What are you talking about? I saw them. They were under the sofa right beside me. All three of them were there when the plates crashed. She pulls me over and points under the sofa. They haven't moved, she tells me. I get down on my knees and look. Sure enough, all 3 cats are huddled there. But I could see they aren't sleeping. Their eyes are wide and they look around as anxiously as Genevieve. My skin prickles with the goosebumps. Are you sure? I ask. Genevieve nods. Nothing has scared them, she says. She looks at me knowingly. The clown doll. I think of the shadow I saw dashing off the hall, and the goosebumps multiply. Someone or something has been causing mischief in the house. And if it's the clown, I tell myself it doesn't matter. Tomorrow morning we'll be out of here and back in the safety of our house. Anyway, from the creepy dolls that are toying with my imagination back to reality, I just can't lose my cool. Before then. Chapter 9. I can't sleep. Partly because Sarah is snoring and partly because every time I close my eyes I hear scurrying in the hallway. I know it's just the cats. Obviously, it's just the cats. It's night. They're nocturnal creatures, and every time they've ever stayed over here, I've been kept up by their antics. This time, though, it sounds different. The footsteps sound heavier, and it sounds like there are more than 3 sets of them. Get a hold of yourself, I think. There's no such thing as possessed dolls. The only thing I need to worry about is Sarah and whatever devious plan she's hatching to get back at my attempt to scare. I roll over on the coat, trying not to make any noise because Genevieve is a light sleeper, although right now I'm the one awake. Squeezing my eyes shut, I try to ignore how late it is and how tired I'll be in the morning. That never seems to help me fall asleep. I could just about feel myself starting to drift when another scurry of the cat's feet wakes me part way up. My head swims with almost a sleep sensation, so it takes me a moment to realize a cat has come into the room, which is strange, because they normally avoid the guest room to stick to the hallway, whatever. Just so long as Tibbet doesn't hack up a hairball on my face. Victor? The voice is so soft I barely hear it, coming from behind me from under Sarah's bed. It's also not a voice I've ever heard before. My eyes snap open. I slowly turn my head to look behind me. The bed is higher than the coat, so I have a front row seat in the darkness beneath it. For the second, I look into the shadow and see absolutely nothing. It's just a bed, I tell myself. Just some darkness. Just the cats. Victor! The voice whispers again. It's high-pitched, a childlike, and accompanied by a frickin' giggle. Wake up, I think to myself. This isn't real. You're just dreaming. This isn't. 2 red eyes blink open under the bed. Inch by inch, they start creeping closer. Let's play, Victor, comes a voice. Hide or seek. You hide, and I'll come find you. Anywhere. The red eyes launch forward so fast I jerk back and nearly rumble off the couch. The whole thing squeaks as I cover my head and my hands. Nothing hits. Nothing attacks me. Victor! I look over to see Genevieve staring wide-eyed at me from her coat. What's going on? She whispers. Sarah, somehow, is still snoring happily away in the bed. Nothing. I whisper back. I look around. There's no sight of anything in the bedroom. It has to have been my imagination. I was just having a bad dream. No, she says. You weren't. I heard it too. It was a clown doll you stole. It was coming for you. Chapter 10. I don't sleep at all during the night, not after the strange nightmare. I'm the first one out of the bed and spend the morning burly watching TV and trying to stay awake. By the time Mom and Grandma gets back in the early afternoon, I'm ready for a nap, preferably as far away from here as possible. How did it go? Mom asks. The cats were a bit funny, Dad reported. I broke a few dishes. Sorry, Grandma. Grandma looks at him with a funny expression, then glances at Sarah, Genevieve, and me. I swear she's studying our face. I swear she knows we've been in her room. I busy myself by texting Gareth and hoping Grandma can't read my mind. Is that so? Grandma asks. Well, I suppose it has been a while since they've been here without me. I bet they missed you, Genevieve says, all cutesy. As if she's not also terrified of the clown dolls running around Grandma's house. Or maybe, like me, she finds that harder to believe in the light of the day. We were probably just overtired, daydreaming, whatever. Well, not as much as I'll miss you three. Come give your grandma a hug. One by one, they go in for a hug with Grandma. I'm last. She hugs me tight for a second longer than the others. Right before she lets me go, she whispers into my ear, "Did you go into my room?" I freeze. "What?" "No," I whispered back. She gives me a squeeze, then smiles as if she didn't just whisper anything. Does she know? How would she know? Unless she has a location on every creepy clown doll in there memorized. Got everything? Mom asks. We all nod. Then Genevieve and I pile into Dad's car while Mom and Sarah drives in hers. Genevieve and I sit in the back seat. I think she knows, Genevieve whispers to me. What are you talking about? I ask. That you took the doll. I didn't. I lower my voice and glance at Dad. He isn't paying attention to us, or at least he's pretending he isn't. I didn't take anything. We moved it from one room to another. It's still there. So I didn't take anything. Yeah, right, Genevieve replied. I don't agree with her, though. There's no point, mostly because she always wins. So I make plans with Gareth to do a few more dungeon crawls tonight and tune out the rest of the drive home. I gotta finish my homework so he and I can hang out tomorrow. We're the first ones to get home. I think Mom mentioned stopping at the store for something. And I head straight to my room to drop off my things. Dad calls out and I need to clean up my room. And I roll my eyes, but he has a point. Like usual, my room is littered with clothes and papers and books, and my bed is unmade. Actually, wait, no, my bed is made. I freeze in the doorway. I know I didn't make my bed before we left. I know. Because Mom gave me a flack for it in the car ride over. Did Dad make it? But no, he went straight to Grandma's after work. So how? That's when I realized that although the sheets are pulled tight, there's something else in the middle of the bed, right below the pillow, a lump that shouldn't be there. Every single nerve in my body starts to fire, telling me to start walking backwards and not stop. Wow, that's scary. To run, until I reach the next state to keep going. I don't know why, but instead my feet start leading me forward. Lead by my rational brain that says there's nothing there but a pile of old clothes, while my irrational brain screams out that it will be much, much worse. I reach out with a shaking hand. My fingers touch the top sheet, and I slowly peel the covers back to find the same clown doll I'd hidden in Sarah's bed, now hiding in mine. I can't help it. I yelped and stumbled back, tripping over a pile of clothes and landing on my butt. What happened? I jerked my head over to see Genevieve standing in the doorway. She was looking at me like I've lost it. But bed, I stumble. Clown. Her eyebrows raised. What are you talking about? The clown? It's in my bed. No, it isn't. Her words are so calm, so assured, that I look away from her and towards the bed. I can't see anything from this angle. Slowly push myself to the standing, ready to run from the room the moment I see that stupid red nose. Instead, she's right. That's impossible, I say. I rush over and yank back the sheets. Nothing. It was right there. Right here. Are you feeling okay? She asks. She steps up beside me and peers under the bed. There's nothing here besides stinky socks. I collapse onto the bed and look at her. My heart is still hammering in my chest, but it's starting to slow a little. I feel fine, I say, as calmly and as rationally as I can. But when I go in, the clown doll was there. Someone had made my bed and hidden the clown from Grandma's, and now it's gone. She sits down on the bed beside me. You have two options, she says. She holds up a finger. 1, there is a clown doll following you around and toying with you. Or 2, you didn't sleep well and were hallucinating things. In science, the simplest answer is often the right one. I You don't believe me, but what about last night? She shrugs. I was sleeping, and we were in Grandma's creepy house, and you broke her rule. I shake my head at her, and the one person who might have believed me doesn't. You just need a good nap, she says. She pats me on the arm, and to stop playing all those video games. Then she heads out, leaving me feeling like I've just gotten a bad pep talk from Mom. When she's gone, I look to the empty sheets and then hesitantly peer under the bed. I creep over to my closet and yank it open. I even kick a few piles of clothes to the side. The clown isn't there. Maybe she's right, I mutter. The simplest answer is probably the correct one, and the simple answer is that I'm just tired. I'm not quitting video games. Chapter 11. Chapter 11. The afternoon is fairly normal blur. I do some homework and play some video games. Dad heads out to the restaurant to work. Mom runs errands. Sarah goes to practice with Alex, and Genevieve reads something way above her age level. A normal Saturday. I don't see the clown again. Not even a hint of it. Which makes me begrudgingly think that Genevieve was right. I was probably just tired, and I riled up and seeing things that weren't there. But by evening, I pretty much convinced myself that it was nothing. I don't have any overactive imagination or anything, so it's hard for me to continue to believe there's a possessed clown doll running around. The simplest answer is the best answer. I was tired. I imagined things. Case closed. I'm lounging on the beanbag chair, dungeon crawling with Gareth on the other end of my headset. Over there! Gareth yells. I flipped my character around and blasted the horde of zombies that had been creeping up on us from behind. Thanks, man, I reply. We keep going deeper into the dungeon. I don't know what's going on with me. Staying at Grandma's really threw me off. I could tell, Gareth replies. He casts a lightning storm over another group of zombies farther off. You're losing your edge! Dude, you don't even know. Earlier today, I thought I was being haunted by a clown doll. Huh? Seriously? Seriously. Gareth cackles. Even though he loves fantasy games like this, he's even more rational than me. Sounds like you shouldn't be playing so many video games, he says. Shut up. That's exactly what Genevieve said. It's melting your brain, he taunts. I roll my eyes and I'm about to blast another zombie when I see it, a shadow along the wall. I can't really see much through the glare of the screen, but I know something different. Hold up, I say. What? We can't just pause here, he begins, but I've already taken off my headphones. The room is quiet. Heck, the whole house is quiet. I know it's not too late. Surely someone should be up right now. But I don't hear anyone else moving around in the house. No music from Sarah's room, no TV from the living room, nothing. It makes me feel alone. I grab my phone before I can scare myself, turn on the flashlight and point it at a wall. Leaning against the wall on top of the pile of clothes is a tiny ceramic clown figurine, maybe the size of my hand. It holds a red balloon in one hand and a dog sitting angrily at its feet. My heart hammers in my chest, but I don't cry out. If Sarah's listening, I'm not giving her that satisfaction. Nice try, Sarah, I say, hoping my voice doesn't shake too much. I pick up my headphones and put them back on. What was that all about? Gretchen asked. Sarah, I reply. She hid a stupid clown figurine in my room. I thought she hated clowns. She does, but I tried scaring her at Grandma's, and I think she's trying to pay me back. A little louder, I say, it's not working. Gareth laughs, and we resume the game. I slowly stop wondering how the figurine got there in the first place. I don't remember it being there when I sat down, but maybe I missed it. Who knows? I wasn't exactly scouring my room before starting the game. It also makes me wonder where Sarah got the figurine. Did she steal it from Grandma's? I can't imagine she'd be that bold. But then again, I can't imagine her buying one from a store. Eventually, the game consumes my attention, and soon I've forgotten all about the clown figurine. Gareth and I level up a couple times, and eventually he says he needs to call it a night. I yawn and I agree. We exit the game, promising to meet up in person to do homework tomorrow. The moment I turn off the game, pull off my headphones, I remember the clown. It's a heavy silence that does it. The sensation of being completely alone in the entire world, but it also being watched. I grabbed my phone immediately and turned on the flashlight. When I shined it towards the pile of clothes where I last saw the figurine, my blood runs cold. The clown is gone. Chapter 12. I turned on every single light in my room after that. For the next 10 minutes, I searched the room. I poked through the pile of dirty clothes. I pulled back every sheet on my bed. I rot through the closet, pulling out the books on my bookshelf. I even poke under my bed with the ball bat. Nothing's there. Not a single trace of a clown. Finally, when I got over literally every square inch of my room, I gave up. It's all in your head, I tell myself, looking around at the fresh mess I've created. I'm not looking forward to picking it all up tomorrow, and there's no way I'm doing it tonight. When I'm sure the room is clown-free, I curl up under my covers. I may or may not have hid my head under the sheets, and I almost definitely don't turn out the light, just in case. Alrighty, and that is the end of this video, guys. I will see you guys in video with Chapter 13.